Stream, are you ready?
Whatever,
3,
whatever Derek says, it's not his fault.
2, 1. Adrenaline. Muscles. And on patrol. We're back another week. This time we're only one day late. The
Oh,
crowd
like
is
always,
here.
bro. It's Thursday. It's Thursday chat wrestling at this point. What's going on? It's your boy Eric from UFC.
Throwing up gang signs.
Is he gonna introduce himself or?
They know who I am. God damn it! All right, I'm the M. I'm the M.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'm Derek, guys. 10:21 p.m.
What do you sound like, Braun Breaker?
Because I'm Ron Baker.
Round breaker.
And this is Wrestle Chat
Ah.
Thursdays. Don't get twisted. All right. It's the podcast. We do it whatever the hell we want. Okay. And
We do it whenever we want.
yeah, let's talk about wrestling because Eric needs to go quickly, but me and Derek will be here to rate. We have a March Madness bracket, and I'm itching to get into it. I made it myself
Oh my god.
with arts and
Excited to see
crafts. Okay, what happened this week? I don't also have that video, so you're just gonna have to
Okay.
hype it up.
Yeah, it's simple. SmackDown live from Bologna, Italia. I think that was where they were.
And
at
Joe
today, right? Yeah.
Tessitore got a fucking he got hyped because he's Italian. Anyways,
Bologna. Okay, I was just
Bologna.
hungry for some Bologna the entire time. I was very hungry.
I hope not.
I was like, oh, that's great.
Roman Reigns was there, and that was it. Next,
Pretty much. I was trying to like see what even happened. It was like a mixture of things
I'll check.
popping
right
into my
now.
mind.
Jacob Fatu
LA
got
Knight?
cheesed. LA Knight's gonna face
yes.
Braun Strowman next week.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So Braun Strowman fought Jacob Fatu for the #1 contendership. Solo interfered, but because they attacked Braun gets to fight LA Knight
Yeah.
for the United States Championship next week. We'll see where that leads. It also kind of looks like a triple threat, kind of like on the Raw side when we get there. Women's side for the United States Championship, she's just pretty much building up her stable. By her, I mean Chelsea Green. Funny, that car's about to get destroyed.
Randy versus Kevin Owens confirmed for WrestleMania. They had a good promo. Kevin Owens is saying it's not his fault like usual, so that's cool.
I know Randy was like, I'm gonna kick your head off.
Yeah, so that might be a hardcore match or something crazy.
I think it's regular from what we saw, but
Crap tag team match. Crap Jimmy Uso match. Oh, sorry. No, that's the same match. Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman.
speaking about Kevin Owens, before we quickly move on to the next thing,
Yeah.
he's becoming the John Moxley of WWE. Eh? He has to be like in an extreme hardcore match every time. If not, like it doesn't make sense.
He loves
for him,
pain.
you
He
know?
loves it. He's like,
it makes sense to get into the situation with Randy Orton as well, but like everything's gonna be a grudge match, you know?
oh, it's just going to be a hardcore match and Sami Zayn's going to show up. It's easy booking, fam. You know what I'm saying?
John Moxley.
John
Anyway.
Moxley. Zelina Vega had a match against Piper Niven. Pretty
Yeah.
not great, but also Piper won, which is
Of
lame.
course, Chelsea Green stable is building.
It's strong. Jade versus Liv. Did not watch it, but apparently this is Jade's first loss. in
Yeah.
Yes,
forever.
it was.
Because Naomi got involved.
Then Naomi beat the hell out of her afterwards.
And then of course
Uh,
the great. Sorry, go on.
Naomi's outfit was a tribute to Orlando Jordan. So that was pretty
Danger.
cool. Yeah, Orlando Jordan wore the same outfit in TNA, so it was kind of like a tribute to him.
Confirmed.
And then Charlotte and Flair had like a backstage back and forth where Charlotte completely buried her. Apparently.
Oh, buddy, let's talk about this real quick, all right?
Derek's favorite wrestler, Charlotte Flair. Go on.
Eric, what did I remember a couple weeks ago when I told you that Charlotte seemed off and like they just needed to let her cook, and then once you let her cook, you'll see why people think she's the best. What did she
She's
do?
not the best, though. She's not the best.
What did she do? She cooked.
She's not the best. I'm just gonna say the promo, it almost looked like it was kind of like led. Like it's like, all right, this is probably what you want to say, but like we want like a realistic,
Fight.
like drama. So I want you guys to like shoot from the hip. Lady Stratton cannot shoot from the hip. She needs a freaking script, and she was following this script to a T because she kept repeating her lines as like comebacks. So she was like following the script, but like Charlotte was calling her out on every single thing, and she was daring her a freaking new one. She's like, I didn't choose you because I need to elevate myself or like take the spotlight from a new character. I just came here because I feel bad for you, and I have to elevate you to like to the top now, and it's like a kind of like a struggle to do so. But she's like, she's not the best woman on the roster. She's not even the best woman on SmackDown. You know what I mean? She only won the championship based on a cash-in. It's like, what have you ever like really fought for like in your life, kind of thing? And she was like tearing her career apart, bro, piece by piece. He's like, everyone has to be like the new Charlotte Flair, the next Charlotte Flair. Like, I just be me. Like, you can't be yourself. Like, you have to be compared to me to actually be good. Like, she was tearing her apart, and Tiffany was trying to save herself with like repeating the same line. It looked bad, like so bad.
That reminded me when John Cena did the same thing to Roman Reigns, but we don't have that
No,
conversation.
no. He's the OTC now. It's different. Yeah, my boys, the Street Profits, put on a clinic as usual, and gave us another meme where they were staring at Tezzy 2-time when he flipped over him or something. It was great.
Yeah, which was not to Will Ospreay because he did the same spot in New Japan, and Tez did actually mention it in his on his Instagram. So,
Yeah, but this was actually good though.
This is in WWE, so that's what matters. Look at Derek. He's mad. He watches all the wrestling. He loves Japanese wrestling. He loves new Tiger Pro Wrestling. Anyways, back to it. Roman Reigns, Grimace, and CM Belland have a segment. Pretty good.
That was
Ends in a
cool.
brawl to end them all. It was great.
I thought it was an okay brawl.
That was
I
great.
felt like someone got knocked down, died, and then they're like,
Is
"What's
this the
the
same
next?"
brawl where Seth and Punk were going crazy, or is that last week? That was last week, right?
Going crazy in what sense?
Like they were fighting for like 5 minutes against each
Oh
other.
no,
like,
no, that was on Raw like a few weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I think it was before the cage match.
Mm.
That's pretty much SmackDown. You just said not much really happened, right?
No.
Monday Night Raw was more eventful.
John Cena was there. That's all that matters.
Because of course the trumpets begin at the end of the night. Once they pan across the camera and they show the crowd for like 15 seconds like that. No
you
music,
know it's coming.
You already
bro.
know. You already know it's coming. It's either Roman Reigns or John Cena, because now that's their thing, or The Rock.
Of course.
You have to wait 20, 30 seconds, and then boom.
They're in Glasgow at the OVO Hydro, of course.
Oh my god.
Shout out to Drizzy.
El Hydro. What? Anyways, yeah, John Cena comes out again. Maybe it's Europe. We're gonna find out eventually when it's North American crowds. Maybe they'll cheer John Cena, but they were chanting John Cena sucks. There's still people in the crowd saying like they still believe in John Cena, especially little kids with like their signs and stuff. John Cena, hard entrance, bro. The last time is now, over his head, holding it up, walking to the arena.
Lovely, bro.
Crazy, bro. Just before they're like, I don't remember. It's the second part of the song, but like, dun, 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 he does the thing or whatever when the music picks up or whatever. He's like,
fuck that shit.
And they cut the music, bro, right before. It was like, oh, he didn't do the thing. It was great. I'll let Derek do this one because he likes this scene. He was talking about it.
Well, what John Cena's promo? Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
See.
Okay. Yeah, no. So, what did we really get out of the pro? Like, he basically just went on to continue to talk about double down on basically how the crowd is trash. And went on to say that like, he didn't really do like, he destroyed a kid and like instead of like, going at him like they memed the kid and basically went on to make him the center of attention when it really shouldn't have been that kind of thing. It's just like I didn't have to do anything. Like y'all do it for me, kind of thing. And then he pretty much went on to say, main bulk of his promo is that like he, people hated on him when he brought out the spinner title, and that was kind of like, and they said that he made it a toy, and said that he was gonna ruin wrestling. He was gonna go and he was going to win the championship, and then he was gonna retire with it. He was gonna walk home.
I thought he was gonna bring it back, bro. I was so excited.
I was hoping that he was gonna. Yeah, that's all I was hoping he was gonna go for.
But this is better. This is technically better. But
But yeah, he essentially said that he's gonna hold wrestling hostage and said that like he's gonna win the championship and he's gonna retire with it, and then they're gonna have to come up with something else to kind of bring in because he's gonna have the real title at home, and pretty much quoted himself the last real champion. in
T-shirts now on
WWE.
sale. WWEshop.com.
He's like,
That's
I'm
what
gonna
champ.
kill wrestling. I'm gonna kill it. It's great.
And
Great promo, and I hope it
I
goes that
can't help-
direction. Honestly,
I'll hope it does. Personally, I don't think it will, but I really hope it does. I can't help but see the similarities to him and CM Punk on a number of different points of his promo. The fact that he said he was just gonna like win the title and then go home with it, very much like how CM Punk did to him years ago. Calling himself the last real champion.
The
last real
champion.
because he has a champion.
The last real champion, which CM Punk did in AEW when he was he was AEW World Champion and he lost it. I think he had to like vacate the title, and he pretty much like came with the title and said that like he was gonna be the last real champion or the real champion of AEW with the X on it, and kind of had it defended like that before he walked out. So a lot of simulators, which may be a nod to a future rivalry between him and Punk in the future. Afterwards, Cody Rhodes kind of came out and said like, "Hey, this is our title. You can't take this away from us." Da 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 da. And it's like, a lot of people are going online and saying like, "Oh, like Cody Rhodes is like carrying the segments and stuff like that." And in a way, he is like, and obviously we know that Cena could completely destroy him. But the interesting aspect of it is that Cena has not said anything to Cody since he beat him down at Royal Rumble. Everything that he has talked about and he has directed about has been about the fans, and he hasn't actually said anything towards Cody in regards to their match, in regards to any of it, which is very interesting to me. And a lot of people are saying it was like, yeah, well, like Cena's gripe isn't really with Cody. Like he doesn't have any ill will against Cody. Everything is about, with the crowd, and that's why he's kind of focusing on that. And so it's a very interesting dynamic. We'll see next week when they have their face-to-face if we get the fine speech, John, or if it's just going to be him kind of like saying his piece to the crowd and kind of just like leaving Cody to kind of just like, talk his ish and make him like out to be the hero. But yeah, that was essentially the John Cena segment. I'll kind of delve into it a little bit more on my Great Assault because I didn't get a chance to talk about how I feel about his heel run.
We spoke on your behalf.
Oh, okay. Well,
no, you can go. Eric just did the surface level of what we were talking about with the promo.
Yeah, because I talked to Eric about it, like personally, about how, like, to me, like, he's doing everything right. I'll leave it for Salt. But either way, like that was essentially Cody was just kind of like, this is our title. Like you can take it from me if you want to. And then John Cena. And honestly, one of my favorite things that John Cena does is when he like starts to get amped up and he kind of like blows on his fingers and looks like he's about to like fight and shit like that. And he did that and he just like walked away. And it's just
He also I don't know. It's interesting to me that it seems like Cody's getting furious, obviously, because he got stomped out, and then John is just ignoring it. So I don't know if they're gonna use that to make Cody turn heel eventually. Because he's just like enraged, you know what I mean?
Talk about it too.
Yeah.
He's like, John Cena's gonna come out, but instead of John Cena talk, he's like, you have to speak to me. You're gonna smell it, bro.
Oh.
You gotta absolutely smell it, because apparently this is the last 100% thing that John Cena's supposed to attend for WrestleMania. WrestleMania's still 3 to 4 weeks. He can still attend. It's just this is the last one that's guaranteed booked.
Yeah, it's advertised.
I think we're gonna get a team up eventually before.
Alone,
yeah, I think there's gonna be a team up.
Cena's gonna come alone, bro. Papa Dewey, bro.
And it's lit?
Oh, and it's lit, bro. They have to promote it. No, I think The Rock will come back before WrestleMania to promote the story, and I think it will be there. But yeah, that was the first segment. Okay. I don't remember what the next segment was.
I got you. Dirty Dom was talking to people. Jimmy and Jay had a tag team match instead of Joe Hendry.
Oh, it was lit, bro. So lit. It was anticlimactic that Jimmy just runs out. They should have played his music. Like, Jay should have been all alone in the ring, but I don't know, maybe a time constraint. But Jimmy came out, and then it was lit. We were like, oh, these are fantastic tag team wrestlers. Should be like a tag team.
Maybe you should stay there.
Maybe they should be like tag team champions or something. I don't know. It's like they're twins or something. It was sick, bro. The match was so good. Like they kept playing off each other well. Made the other team look strong. Match ended really good. Really good tag team wrestlers.
Yeah. Then there was a segment with El Grande Americano.
It wasn't done. Sorry, it wasn't done yet. Gunther comes out afterwards. attacks Jimmy. Then he's gonna attack Jay. Jay reverses it. He's gonna go for the spear. But now they're purposely doing like, oh, he's a clumsy, like not a real wrestler now because he slipped. And then Gunther just beat him up at the end, and that was it.
Oh, interesting.
That's what leads to the rivalry after. But sorry, continue with.
Yeah, Chad Gable and Grande Americano.
Americano.
They had a segment doing something. Again, I was in and out of watching this at like 8 in the morning. Then
It was like a video package. They had like a video package of him coming from the Gulf of America, or whatever, which they're trying to like ploy into like politics and what's going on.
Yeah.
He was like a historic wrestler. They were using a lot of AI.
Yeah, I heard.
Sure.
I heard everyone was complaining that it was all AI.
It was so funny. It was so funny. And then he's backstage. He's like, "I'm sick," and he gives like Pierce a doctor note. And Rey Mysterio and the Dragon Lee were pissed because they're like, "Oh, we know it's you," or whatever. And that's what Rey Mysterio like quickly says, "Yo, catch us in the parking lot."
Catch us in the parking lot. So the rawest thing I ever heard Rey Mysterio said, I was like, "Yeah, this guy's a guy."
It didn't sound like it was in the promo or anything. It was just like, you know, in between, like when the one person's gonna say the line and the next person's gonna say the line. Remember, Mysterio's like, "Oh, catch me in the parking lot." We're like, "What?"
Oh my God, he's turning into a dirty dog, bro. He's turning into dirty dog.
Because they skipped over that comment. They immediately like continued with the next like portion of their sentence. But I'm like, oh, Rey Mysterio just said that for the hip, bro.
He's
like,
ready,
catch
bro.
me outside,
WCW style.
Because the next line was that that there's a new wrestler now. The Grand Americano is now on the roster, and he's available for tonight. And Dragon Lee's like, "I want the fight."
Oh,
so then that's what happened. Yeah.
Then
Rey Mysterio walks away. Jeez.
You have the Intercontinental Women's match. Was asleep for that, but apparently Bayley came in, which is setting her up to be a tag team partner with Lyra,
Becky Lynch.
which should have been Becky Lynch. Yep. And then Pat McAfee was wearing a kilt, whatever.
He rented it, apparently.
Yeah, then Jimmy and Jay had a backstage segment, which I think was important, but I did not watch it.
Very important.
I'll let y'all
They're in
take
the
it.
staircase. Jay's all depressed, and Jimmy is like, "Bro, like, what's the matter with you?" And Jay's like, "I don't think I can beat him." And Jimmy's like, "You can't." He's like, "What?" He's like, "You can't beat him. Not this Jay. It's like the Jay that I know, who's the right hand man. That Jay can do it. The Jay that like won all those tag team titles. The Jay that was main event Jey Uso. The Jey Uso that won the Royal Rumble. He's like, that Jey Uso can beat Gunther, but this Jay right here can't. Until you like pull that energy out of you, you won't be able to beat him." And Jay like saw like Gunther walk by. He was like depressed again, and Jimmy was like, "Hold on." And they confronted him like, you know, like a nice older brother
Big
would.
Jim.
He's like, "Yo," he's like, "You, me, next week, kind of like I'll showcase like when you have like your bravado, you know what a man can do."
Yeah.
And then Gunther starts laughing. I was like, "You?" He like looked him up and down. He's like, "Sure." He's like, "But don't slip like your brother Jay." And Jimmy's like, "Haha," and fucking smacks the shit out of that guy, bro. Like, dude, you need to watch it. A firm freaking slap, bro.
It was loud.
It was
like,
disgusting, bro. Like he didn't hold back. Like he smacked him.
Like Gunther, like this guy took the slap, and like you could tell that it hurt. Like, you could tell that it hurt, but you could tell that it sucked. But you know, the man had to get back into character and be like, you know, he just kind of like laughed it off and stuff like that. But like he took that slap, and he was just like, "Oh."
Yeah, Jimmy left, and like he looked like down like this. He was like with his face down, and then afterwards he saw the camera. Like he broke the fourth wall. He looked at the camera and he's like, and then he starts laughing like he's like and then they cut it. I was like, bro, that guy's in pain.
Like that was a hard ass slap, bro. This guy put so yeah. Just know
the
that
receipt Jimmy's gonna get is gonna be
the
crazy.
receipt is going to be disgusting, bro. This guy's chest is going to be redder than my cardigan, bro.
He has to hit him with one where he's grabbing his shirt, slaps him, pulls him up, and slaps him again, bro.
I'm expecting him to just he's gonna be like just bare chops like over and over again. This guy's not gonna stop, bro. Like
it's needed. It was needed, honestly, as we were saying before. We needed him to like kill Rikishi or something to like get this feud going. Adding his brother will help a lot because his brother wasn't really doing anything. They could have like the whole like New Day Kofi Kingston moment where like the family comes in, obviously when Jay pulls it off or whatever. And Jimmy's funny, you know. He's actually putting a lot of energy into this feud where Jay, like, he obviously he does all his yeet thing, but like promo wise, like he's been like falling asleep a little bit. Jimmy's helping carry that situation, so it actually makes me want to watch it for once.
All right.
They still need to kill Rikishi.
So then it's the women's
Just
triple
was-
threat instance. They're talking about it. Like they're basically Rhea Ripley wants in, but Pierce said that she's not going to be in it. Then they're going to solve it next week with a one-on-one match between Io Sky and Ripley with Bianca as, the special guest referee. Hopefully that's bare points for me, but we'll see. Dirty Dom approached Penta and asked him if he wanted to be in the Judgment Day and told him to think about it. You know how Dom did back in the day, bro. You think about it. The top hire for the Judgment Day is Dominic Mysterio. The World Tag Team Champions, the War Raiders, featured. Terrible. And then you have Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano Starbucks Cup. I never watched
Good
this
match.
match, so I don't know.
Pretty good match. Chad Gable's amazing. Me and Sub were laughing because we were like, why do they have that bums like Chad Gable on the roster? Why not this guy come in? Because it was like, he was, obviously Dragon Lee doing his lucha stuff, and then this guy's reversing everything to like professional, like actual wrestling maneuvers. But they were, bro, the Chad Gable guy is lit. Sorry, El Americano is lit, bro.
Oh yeah, we knew
Like,
that.
it was really cool.
He needs to be in the
And he was
U.S.
mixing-
title championship right now. I'm sick of it, bro. Transfer him, get him a title, bro. Chad been doing his thing. We were saying this before that he needs to get pushed. Now he's doing another thing where he's in there, bro. That's
It's good. The crowd was behind it too. As well.
That's
And then at the
Sleazy
end-
G or whatever the hell he used to. What was he called?
Oh, Shorty G.
Shorty G, bro. That's Shorty
It's
G.
funny, bro.
Yeah, he's a talent right there. Then
The cousin of Karo G. No, but the match ends with him pulling Dragon Lee's mask off. You can see his face. I was like pausing it, like, got him. I was on Netflix. I was like, pause him, got him. Next frame, I got him.
in
He has
4K,
a
bro.
fade. Derek was the
That
one who called
fade-
it out.
The fade was clean, bro.
Of course, you got to keep it. You got to keep it cool in the mask, fam.
I expect every luchador is just bald, like Rey Mysterio, but they're not. They have hair, so it's
Spoiler:
very weird.
luchadors have hair, so
We're not
damn.
in.
Yeah, firm fade.
Yeah, and then CM Punk is a bell end, so we don't need to talk about that. And then next week from Raw, Logan Paul and AJ Styles, Jimmy versus Gunther, Cody and John again, and then the women's triple threat.
One-on-one match with,
Penta versus Breaker.
I'm Baker.
Yeah, but the women's match next week is a one-on-one match for the title, and Bianca's a special guest referee.
AKA
Either-
triple threat at WrestleMania.
Oh, did I say
But
triple
yeah,
threat?
it's
My
gonna
bad.
lead. Yes,
Sorry.
yeah, it's gonna lead to
That's
triple
some-
threat. But
They had some trash day stuff on there, but like no one cares about that. They had
They
another
called their
promo.
shot.
They had another promo again, not on camera, and they called
But-
out Pierce afterwards, and
they said we want the titles at WrestleMania.
We want the smoke.
I think they're doing a number one contendership now instead.
For
Yeah,
who?
next
Lisa?
week.
Is there in it?
Next week they're gonna do a match to see if they can prove it, and they will win obviously because thank God for the New Day. And then they're gonna go on to WrestleMania, and they're
Another
gonna.
match. Get the Hardys.
What do you guys think about Fatal 4-Way for Intercontinental Belt?
I wasn't for it, but now I'm for it.
Dominic wins.
I just want Finn to win, brother. I need Finn to stop losing.
That's
I
fair.
need Finn.
To do
I
something.
want Finn.
To
I need
actually
Finn.
pin instead of get pinned.
I was told last year that Finn was gonna have a big 2025.
Yes.
We're going to April.
That's
and
why I
he's still
fucking
losing, bro.
drafted him, bro. And then I had to pick him up again, but he's still shit.
Finn, when you listen to Finn, you know win, bro. You get pinned. That's what happens when you play around with Finn Balor. I still think he's gonna have some bigger things. I think they're just like prolonging the whole Judgment Day blow up with Dominic Mysterio. I think they kind of swerved now to the Fatal 4-Way because it makes sense. Because the end of that Braun Breaker match, they all interfere trying to help Penta win. Dominic still tries to get Penta in. Penta betrays them, but they still make Finn look strong because they attack Penta and Braun Breaker, and they kind of pretty much win that kind of war in the night. So that's why it's looking like a Fatal 4-Way. I don't know how Dom's gonna enter it because like Finn's gonna get cheesed, but we'll see.
You'll probably want to win a match or something. Or Penta will be like, he's a good lad. Chico. All right. You want to do your grain of salt,
Yeah,
or do you want to wait?
I'll do it.
All right. All right, what you got?
John Cena's heel run. So I didn't get a chance to talk about it, although it was talked about last week because I had talked to Eric about it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like John Cena, like I love the heel run, as a majority of the internet loves the heel run too. But I feel so I'm conflicted about it because one, like I was saying, like with his first promo as a heel, like he was saying all the right things. He was doing everything that he needed to do as a heel. He was getting the crowd all rowdy. He was saying all this stuff, and the things that he was saying make sense. But like, and I was telling Eric, I was just like, it just doesn't feel like he believes it though. Like I don't believe that this is
Yeah.
how John Cena actually feels. This week felt a little bit better, but to me, it doesn't make sense for him to be the guy that he has been for 25 years and then just like now decide, you know what, like actually I hate you all.
Feels kind of fake game. If it's
It does,
forced, I think.
but like at the same time, like I think back to his first promo when he said like, this isn't me coming to you as a babyface or as a heel, this is me coming to you as a human being. And I feel like his premise as a heel, which makes sense because John Cena thinks about these things, is that like the whole idea around it is that like he understands that like what he has done up until this point was what he needed to do as the face of WWE, and he has now decided, you know what, like I'm going to show y'all who I really am. Someone made a comment which I didn't realize, but if you actually look it up, his attire now, the "You Can't See Me" thing, or his logo, the C is over the "you can't," like the like the it's over the symbol. So it's like basically saying that like
You can see me.
you can't, like this is, you're seeing the real me, like you couldn't see who I was before, but this is who I actually am. Like this is me showing you that like this is me playing John Cena on TV. This is me, Jonathan Cena, the person telling you that like this is how I've been feeling, and like I don't care anymore. I'm showing you who I am as a person, and y'all actually cheese the shit out of me, kind of thing.
Fair.
So
I think this is the only way he could play it, though. To be honest, like
it is.
if
It
you
really
go
is,
any
'cause
other
like,
way,
again,
then it would be even more inauthentic.
the only other thing too is like, again, it's just like, and like the big elephant in the room is that he still hasn't explained why he felt that like this was the time that he needed to do this. Right? There has been no mention of The Rock. There has been no mention about him selling his soul, so to speak. It's all just been like, all right, well, I made a decision for myself, and da 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 da. This is what it is, kind of thing, right? But like, the main thing here is that like he made this decision because he really wants to win a championship, because like he hasn't won a match in like 6 years, right? Like he made a decision because he knew that what he was doing with the last like little bit wasn't working, and he had to do something because this is something that he knows that he needs to do for himself, kind of thing. And that hasn't been really addressed yet, and probably at some point it will be, but again, like it's weird to me still seeing him as a heel with everything that he has built up until this point. But last week or this past week, like I'm riding with it. I like it. It's still weird to me to see, but
I think
I feel like I need a little bit more. And maybe maybe like this is just like the idea of him being a heel. Like maybe I don't get that. Maybe I don't get more justification as to why I'm supposed to hate him. Maybe I'm just supposed to hate him because like he's just being a dickhead.
I think it's because of the foreign crowd too. I think Triple H didn't know what was gonna happen, and he kind of screwed himself. So I think he's waiting, and they're gonna cook up. I said this last week too. I think they're gonna cook up in America, especially because they're gonna need it depending on the crowd reactions. They knew they were gonna get something there. They didn't know what they were gonna get, so they kind of played it safe, and just let John talk. And I think it's gonna. I wish they had a little bit more time to brew it up, but whatever happened last year happened quick. So I'm excited.
Yeah,
I mean, siding with Cody. Sorry, is kind of shocking, but I thought it was gonna be more mixed reaction on both sides. But maybe that's what America will be. But They're really behind Cody Rhodes. It's insane.
Well,
They really
think,
went from it's boring to follow him to the end.
Well, yeah, all you need is a good heel. He's had
and
none of
you know,
those.
like it's you know,
Honestly.
Cody Rhodes has been that over for a while. Like I really do feel like in America it's gonna be the same stuff. Like people may in the States might appreciate the fact like, yo, like we're finally getting the side of him. But like the people love to boo him anyways, right? Like if anything, like John Cena has given them permission to be like, yeah, like do the John Cena sucks chance, like this is what I need kind of thing, right? But like John is like one of the best, if not the best on the mic probably in history. So he knows how to work the crowd to his advantage, regardless of whether or not he needs to get a good reaction or a bad reaction. Even when like fans have turned on him to the point where they were trying to boo him out of the building, John has been able to still work the crowd to a point where they'd be cheering him by the end of it. So like he understands how to really invoke that emotion. So like again, like I know that from his standpoint, he will be fine and he'll be able to do what he needs to do to get what it is. Like although it feels like this build has felt kind of the same over the last couple of weeks, where it's just kind of been like the same formula. They've done exactly what they needed to do to get me into it, right? Now we have like higher stakes. Like before, I was already excited for John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, and to me, the match had already sold itself. But I was also really looking forward to seeing the back and forth and like the promo battles and stuff like that. And we haven't gotten that, and yet I'm still interested because of this whole idea of John just walking away from everything. And Cody Rhodes being the guy who has to save everybody, and it's like such a simple formula, but it's working.
Yep.
We will see how it goes, but like it's just weird. Like it's like as much as like I'm like, oh, like I don't believe it, at the same time, like last week when John Cena opened his show, I was at a patient's house working on my patient, and as soon as I was done, I turned on Netflix at his house and was watching a promo, and my patient was just like, is that John Cena? This is like, yes, this is extremely important. Like, I need to watch this. And he's just kind of like, all right, cool, I get it. Like,
Good.
so like he's like again, like John's doing exactly what he needs to do. Like, you know, like he is drawing me in. He's making me want to watch to see what he's going to do next. And you know, obviously, like the toxic internet wrestling community fan in me wants to be like, well, he should be doing this and this and this kind of thing. But the true fan in me is just like, I just want to see what he's gonna do next, right?
And you don't want to give too much away right off the rip. As
Yeah,
shocking as that moment was, if you just go straight into doing the same thing like last year when Cody got beat up in front of his bus or something, if you did that the week after, like that's what we want to see, sure. But the way Triple H builds his stories is very intriguing, and sometimes it seems like it becomes a lull and then he gets you back instantly.
He gets you back in.
So,
and I think as fans, a lot of us fans, like especially a lot of the fans are always saying like, oh well, it should be done like this and da 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 da. Like we have been conditioned by he who should not be named.
Yep.
By Redacted.
Infinity McMahon.
No, get him out of here.
An instant get that instant gratification, and it's because of the way that shows have been booked that we would get that really quickly. But it kind of takes away from the suspense of everything when you get everything thrown at you all at once.
Yep.
But now that things are being built up in such a slow way, a lot of people are saying like, oh well, this is boring and this kind of thing.
It is boring.
But you're still tuning in next week to see what happens.
Yeah,
that's what matters.
Right? And that's what matters. And that's how I watched wrestling growing up when Triple H was World Heavyweight Champion for like 5 years. Like, you know, like a lot of the times, like I would go to sleep being really pissed off because Evolution would be on top of the show. And I'd be like, man, I really want this guy to get his licks in. But like, you tune in week after week to kind of see things build to the point where it gets to a melting point, and then it happens, and you're like,
and then
holy crap.
Loses.
Yeah.
we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you, to be honest. I don't know. Do you have another? Sorry, I'm not cutting you.
No. It's just like that's kind of how I feel about that situation. Like again, I'm amped. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like last year's WrestleMania build to me was like one of the best that I have seen in a very, very long time. And this year's isn't as like chaotic or as impactful as last year's, admittedly. But at the same time, like I was talking to one of my patients about like what the card was going to be like, and I didn't realize that they already have like 7 or 8 matches confirmed. And I was like, where the hell did these matches even come from? Like, I don't even remember them even building towards them, but they have been.
Yeah.
Right? So it's yeah, like, you know, like this low key has been doing its thing. I think the only thing that's gonna make it like perfect is if I get like my promo packages with the sick rock music in the background, maybe with like Limp Bizkit, and, you know, trying to promote the match and whatnot. And
Not Creed
yeah,
flying down from the roof, bro.
Can you take me higher?
Yeah, and to your point, I don't think that we're gonna have a build that's ever gonna be better than 40 for a while. Like
No,
that
I
was
don't think
Roman
so.
versus Cody too. Like plus The Rock, it was literally like the biggest thing you could have. So anyone with high expectations like that, you might want to cool it just a bit. But
Travis Scott comes out, beat his ass.
yeah,
bro.
of course,
It's gonna be
bro.
great. And Stone
Is
Cold's
it
music
time?
hits. Oh,
Is it time? Is it time to get lost?
oh my
I
god.
guess so.
Let's get lost
It's
in the sheets. Yeah, you know.
This is my dirt sheets where we nut up and shut up. We're gonna go rapid fire so we can get Eric Tidley's vote on one or two. Biggest news in wrestling: apparently Ricochet and Samantha Irvin got married. R.I.P. to everyone's dreams. Also, I was laughing. I was laughing during Derek's segment because the comment on this post was, "Look at Scarlett's huge bolt-ons. Wasted potential if there ever was." Brother,
Wow.
who comments that, bro? Why?
Like what?
Why, bro? Anyways, that's what I was laughing at. I'm sorry that I interrupted. Evolution, we just spoke on that. It's coming back, confirmed. Women's all women's
Huge.
pay-per-view. NXT is gonna have a good showing. You guys have any thoughts on
Absolutely.
that?
Yeah. I think that, you know, people have been asking for this pay-per-view for a while. And, you know, obviously there are the subsect of fans that are just kind of like, oh, the women deserve more opportunities, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And the women have been killing it. I think this is now the perfect time. The NXT women's division could do an Evolution pay-per-view on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
exactly.
like that's how good their division is. But then you add the women on Raw and SmackDown too, and like, yeah, you have the potential of doing some really cool stuff. The last Evolution relied heavily on the women of the past and the women of the present, and kind of put those guys together. I don't think that we're going to see that this year. Like, I
No.
think that we have enough people that are currently on the roster that you can build a lot of really cool storylines, and have a really good pay-per-view that people would be really into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm super excited for it. I think it's going to be a really good one.
What do you think, Eric? Or it's same comment as the last time we spoke on it? Okay.
I think it's gonna be good. I think it's like it kind of reminds me of NXT when they joined Survivor Series. I feel like they're gonna elevate a lot of the future superstars than the current and the past.
Sweet. Apparently, I seen this on Instagram. I don't know how true it is, but Swerve said that he's retiring in the next 5 years.
That is
So
true.
Wow.
we're kind of screwed.
Really?
I don't think we're gonna see Swerve again in WWE.
We will not.
Why do you say that? Or like, do you guys know? Like,
I
is there a
think-
reason?
There's-
No, I think he just posted that he's like, y'all got 5 years of me left, and then it's curtains kind of thing. And honestly, I think it's good. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna be, by the time 5 years comes around, he's gonna be 40.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of wrestlers make the decision to kind of go a little bit past their prime.
I think he mentioned that
And-
too in his
Yeah.
tweet or.
And
Instagram
I
post.
think it's like, for me, like, I love to see a person who retires knowing that they were like, they gave everything that they had and they still were competing at a high level, and then they walk away with you wanting more. I feel like that does more to someone's career as opposed to someone who feels like they may linger a little bit too long, and it kind of like takes away from their overall legacy.
That's fair.
And
The Undertaker.
you know, not
Baron
naming any
Corbin.
names, yes. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, we're probably not going to see. Swerve has already even expressed that he has like no intention of going back to WWE either. He even also talked about like why he got fired in the first place, and it was bullshit.
Of course.
But like he basically kind of went out to say that like, and he wasn't naming any names, but like AJ Francis did confirm that it was basically his fault, because he was trying to get like flight details for BFAB. And he called Vince directly to find out like where BFAB was, because they took different flights, and Vince got pissed at AJ because he's like, you don't call me for that, like, you know, you just do worry about you, blah 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 blah. But AJ Francis basically got heat on him for that, And essentially their culture was, well, like Swerve was the leader of the group, so like if you can't keep your guys in check, then you guys are all gonna get heat. And then when they did the releases were kind of like, well, like F you guys, and then they just fired them all.
Yeah, it sounds like
And
something Redacted would do.
yeah, pretty much. And like at that point, like, and that's the thing, like again, Swerve, like I've mentioned before, there are a few people who have left WWE and went to AEW and have become substantially better as a result of it. And Swerve is one of those people. Like he's at the top of his game right now, and he doesn't really feel like he has anything that he needs to prove in WWE. Like he's fine where exactly where he is. So, I could probably see him like ending off his career there. And you know, just kind of like doing him afterwards. So
Yep. SmackDown has a new ring announcer, some guy from ESPN boxing. Mark.
yeah, he's also the
Shanok.
commentator
That's who it
for
was.
the Vegas Golden Knights, apparently.
Oh, of course.
Uh.
Yes, I see that as well. And
Yeah.
the Raiders. Welcome Mark Shanok. Him and our boy Testosterone should be fun.
ESPN boys.
ESPN boys.
That makes me wonder,
Go on.
like, was Lillian just like back for like I know she's still there, she's doing backstage projects, but like, what was the point? Was she just kind of like a stand-in until they kind of figured out who they're gonna replace?
I think that's what she
Like,
said.
Probably,
She said,
yeah.
Yeah, but like I feel like they're like you could have got Mike Rum back or something, or
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
I don't know, whatever.
whatever.
I guess they're trying to like obviously like you know with Joe Tesseract, and Pat McAfee, like they're trying to have like more, you know, sports personalities like coming into the world, so like
Not
it kind
Joe
of brings more.
Toblerone, bro.
Joe,
The
Joe
Tesseract,
Joe Tobamori Golf Course.
Tobamori.
Oh my god, bro.
Which I shouldn't be throwing shit at Joe. He's been doing a phenomenal
Oh,
job.
he's amazing, but I'm still
He's
gonna
so
call
good.
him his name, bro. We
But
started
like
it.
yeah,
Amazing.
but
MJ.
yeah.
And then Gail Kim got fired from TNA. I have no idea about any of this. I just
Yes.
know who Gail Kim is, and I know TNA wrestling. So I'll let you all take this one.
I can take this
Talent
one.
relations?
Gail Kim was I believe she was talent relations for the women's division. So she was basically working under, I think, a handshake deal with TNA. So she wasn't actually working with TNA. Like she
Oh.
was working with them. And TNA apparently, according to, there was like, I think a ring announcer for TNA who kind of like posted something on his social media, was kind of shooting from the hip, saying that like TNA basically said that they couldn't pay her, but they had every intention to give her a contract once they got their money up. And that was under like the old management, but then I think they went under new management and they did some cuts and they just decided that they weren't going to bring her on. And a lot of people are pissed off about it because she did a lot for the women's division, and like she's very well respected within TNA. So yeah, people aren't happy, just like they weren't happy when Scott D'Amore got fired. But you know, we'll see if that like turns into anything. But yeah, that's essentially it. But kind of a big blow for them because I know that like she's like Gail Kim's awesome and like she's extremely well respected within TNA. Not only for her in-ring work, but just like all the stuff that she did behind the scenes. So definitely a shitty blow for them.
Eric, ditto.
Yeah, no, it's literally everything. Yeah, I just heard a lot of people were very angry because she had a lot of good relationships with different companies,
Mm-hmm.
including WWE.
Of
so,
course. Evolution.
She helped connect a lot of the organizations, and now that she's gone, like, okay, now TNA is doing well, but now how are you supposed to keep those relationships strong too, right? So we'll see.
Yeah, and then I think there's two things left. I'll leave the best for last. Yeah, so El Patron got in trouble again for throwing a chair at a granny or some shit at a show. I also seen another clip of him like using this larger man in the crowd as a weapon in another show. But you know.
Apparently, from what I heard, there are a lot of people who are trying to aggravate him, a lot of push him around, touch him a lot, hit him, and then they say typically you don't fall for those. It's part of the show or whatever, but he did. He just started fighting back with these people, and he apparently took out one of the women that were there. So trouble again. for
Yeah,
beating
he
women.
got banned. I think he got banned from, I don't know if it's that country or if it's that promotion, but he got banned for like 6 months or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, he has had a temper before, so this kind of makes sense. And totally not connected to that at all.
Oh my
Soraya.
god, I already know.
I didn't even
Oh,
realize.
my.
I'm so sorry.
Segue,
I
what a
actually,
segue.
I actually
Oh my
didn't
God.
realize, bro.
That's so crazy.
I'm so
The
sorry.
only other thing you had to mention was Xavier Woods, bro.
What?
Anyways, continue.
Okay. Yeah. Sarad had a mutual separation from AEW. She's coming to WWE.
Version, you said.
Oh my God. She wrestled like 3 matches in AEW, I think. So.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll
the
see.
most important thing was that a day before she goes on like an interview, not our podcast, of course.
Hey,
we
if you want to
want that
come,
here.
we're here.
Oh yeah. of
Again,
course.
I did not
Uh,
set that up. I'm so sorry. Please come on the podcast, bro. I'm
Christ.
so sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, go
That's
on,
on
Eric.
the backwoods right now. Emphasis
Did
on
it-
the back and the woods.
This guy, y'all say whatever I say, it's not my fault. You guys are going on a tear right now.
Straight shots, they would say. Anyways.
That is crazy.
Coast to coast,
She,
some
she
people
literally
said.
did. She literally did an interview saying that she would like to come back to WWE, especially on her her run to like obviously retire where she came from and stuff. It would be pretty nice because it says she had no issues with WWE. It would be pretty good. Next day, Tony Khan just fires her, bro. They said mutual.
Hi,
they let her
I'm
go.
Paige. Y'all remember that? That's crazy. Book it right.
Hi.
Book it right now.
Hi.
Evolution. Paige is coming back. You heard it here first. Stamp it.
Well, that's crazy. I saw that comment. I was like, yo, Tony Khan's not going to like that. And then she instantly got released. I was like, wow.
This guy's crazy.
Wow, I didn't know he was that petty, but okay.
And anyways, that's the sheets. I don't have anything else unless you guys heard something that I didn't. That's about
Bay
it.
Phoenix, another video package. He was
Oh,
in there.
yeah.
We
Of
cracked.
course. He'll be there. All right, it's time for the special event, guys. Or I lied. I guess we have to do fantasy, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantasy.
Let me pull it up here.
Fantasy.
Fantasy is a mystery. All right, let me see if I remember how to do this. Sorry, stream. You're gonna see a lot. How do I even pop out here? Transfer. Oh my God, they changed it all. Oh my God, everyone sees everything on my computer. It's over.
Oh god, he's taking it all.
Uh,
That was William Nylander, 41st goal of the season. Guy's cracked.
Okay, fantasy time, everybody. Do not look at my
Ding, ding,
face.
ding.
I'm getting blinded by a flashbang. 150, because that's what Eric does. Let me share the
course.
screen for you guys.
I was looking on the stream.
Is that it? Yeah, sure.
Ah, there it is.
Can I?
All I see is Twitch.
What is this?
Share the Twitch screen.
Confirm.
The screen you shared another tab. I see the
Oh.
Twitch comments.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
What?
I said change. God damn it! Why isn't it
Like,
changing?
emojis everywhere.
Oh my God, why isn't it changing? Ah!
Should have ended.
Oh, it's on Twitch at least.
That's true.
There we go. Okay, I got you.
Oh, we're still back.
Okay, this week in wrestling. Last week, your boy won, of course. I'm back on crack. I have 4 points. Eric's in the lead with 12, and Derek is up the rear with 9.
While we're on it, is that the first time someone got 5 donuts in a row? Or is that just me?
No. Derek had like 20 last year. Anyways, Derek's raw booty. Let's go. What do you got to say here? Seth Rollins, 5.
Seth Rollins, 5. CM Punk, 10. Jacob Fatu, 26. Tiffany, 5. Braun Breaker, 32. Motor City Machine Guns, 10. Total points, 88. Let me take Street Profits off
Wow.
here.
Get this shit out of here, bro. They're locked up
Who
for
was my other
life.
Who was my other tag team before I tried to get rid of these guys? It was
Los Garza, maybe?
no. Was it a New Day?
No,
it's
I have
New
the
Day.
New Day.
No, it was DIY. It was DIY.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
like-
Did you
Uh,
drop those guys for someone else, though?
I tried to drop them for the Street Profits, but Copper didn't want to drop the Street Profits, so
I dropped Gunther, remember?
Yeah, I'm not picking up Gunther.
You sure?
Yeah.
What the fuck is
The
this,
rumble-
bro?
The rumbling Ranas were absolutely
Oh,
rumbling.
God, bro.
Absolutely rumbling. Jey Uso, of course, he had to do his thing. You know, Randy Orton disappointed me. Penta, you know, he was like in there, said, oh, Mielo, no
Oops.
finishers, but a lot of conversations. Lara Valkyria, the first time I used her, she was like, got me some points. LA Knight
Yeah.
barely got me anything. It was literally always my tag teams for some reason. Liv and Raquel showed up on both. They fought on both. Earning me a total of 161 points.
Cheater. And he's dropping
Yeah,
Shinsuke for El Americano.
I'm dropping it for El Americano.
You can't pick up 2 people, bro. What are you talking about? Get that out of there.
El Americano.
El Marcano is different than Chad Gable, so I'm
I
gonna
know.
pick up Chad Gable.
Yeah, sorry. It's only one person.
Nice, sorry.
All right, on to
Just
the
no
real
problem.
team. Matt's Meaty Men.
Oh my god.
We're here. Cody
Hydrate, we
Rhodes.
gotta
He
hydrate.
comes
DJ
in.
said hydrate.
Oh, I'm out of juice. I really need to hydrate. I'm so sorry. Hi, DJ. Welcome in. Yeah, 5 points for Cody. All he does is talk. Roman Reigns talks, but for one commercial. Dominic leading the team. He talks a lot. Dakota Kai, God knows where she is. Io Sky, God knows where she is. Street Profits, the legends, bro. I need to do some work. I gotta figure out who I'm wavering for second place of 101 points.
Oh god, Derek, bro. That means who is the winner? I want you guys to say it.
Nope, absolutely not.
He's done it again.
Nope,
Ladies and gentlemen, I've done it again.
nope,
Absolutely done it again.
nope.
What?
What was your? Did you get no wild card last week, Derek? What'd you
I'm
get?
trying to remember. What did I get as a wild card last week? Didn't I get like?
You could get.
Oh, I could do an emergency switch.
Ah.
But you didn't count your other points, did
forgot.
you?
I didn't, but I don't know if any of my guys did anything. Let me look. Solo was there.
no,
Drew
just finish.
McIntyre was there. Jimmy Uso had a match. Oh.
All right, this is under contest, but
Oh.
you can go in and do that later. All right, we don't have time, unfortunately.
Honestly, screw it. I'm not gonna do it. Let me just win the wheel.
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
I don't have the wheel.
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
You have the wheel.
God damn it, spin it.
I can't
Okay,
spin. I
we can
can't
spin
spin it. I don't have the wheel.
Like, I actually
Yeah,
probably would
I can
have
share my
won if
screen.
I.
I can
Like,
share my
should I?
screen.
Who would I? Hold on. Who would I switch? Wait, do I have Jimmy?
Yeah, you have.
I have Jimmy.
You have Jimmy.
Oh, I do have Jimmy.
You've
You can't do the
Charlotte.
pin.
But who would
Spin
I?
the wheel.
I can't even switch him for. Oh, no. Honestly, it wouldn't work. No, it
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
work.
because they're both mid.
They're both mid, and
Okay.
both of my mid cards are the only guys in this shit. So
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen.
yeah, so it's okay. Jimmy can chill.
So you can click it on your end.
Jimmy Jummer.
See it?
Jimmy Jummer. Can I? Oh my god. All right. Spin the
Okay.
wheel, Eric. Run it.
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
What do I get? What do I get?
Oh. Oh.
Not again.
Oh, brother.
No,
Okay.
wild
No cadeau.
card.
That's cool. Whatever.
That's pain, bro. That's
That's
pain.
it for the podcast this week, guys.
Whoa,
see you
whoa,
next
whoa,
week.
whoa, whoa.
So crazy.
Never. Yeah. So, if I
I'm gonna
can
share my screen.
if I can get back to what I was doing. Oh my god, what have I done, guys? Close stream. Okay.
Scott is us.
You guys want to do swaps now, or should we do that off stream?
Yeah, we can do it off stream.
Okay. So
Oh,
yeah.
like put whoever. I think I already did mine.
I'll definitely put Jimmy in for sure, but I'll do that off screen.
Anyways, Eric, congratulations on another week win, like usual.
Of course.
Unfortunately. Let's close out of that.
Just dominate, bro. I just know how to
It's
wrestle.
time, guys.
What?
I worked so hard on this. It's time. And
Oh my
we
god,
end the
we do
stream.
have time.
Okay. It's March
do it.
Madness. It's time. We have the best.
I love.
Should we do one side this week, one side next week then?
Oh, if you want. Yeah, we can do
I
that.
kind of like that.
All
I
right.
kinda like
Our
that.
teams
Yeah.
next week.
I'm just showing you. So I took a list of the 35 best WrestleMania matches. I skimmed through it because for some reason AJ versus Shane McMahon was on that. Also, the Ronda Rousey tag team match was there. Cheap viewers. How about you go suck a
look at this.
dick? All right. Okay. Yeah. So I manipulated the list a little bit. Anyways, we'll go through the bracket as we say, and then we can do one this week. I'm just gonna show you that I'm shuffling. All right. There's nothing random here. Tell me when to stop.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Stop.
All right. How do I do this again? Start the tournament. Okay. Oh shit. Let me just go there. I would like to get this out of the way, but I guess I can't because I can't go full screen. Anyways,
All the way.
these are matches from WrestleMania 1 all the way to whenever. Also, it's only men's matches. We had like 2 or 3 women's that I just said, you know what? We'll save that maybe for another one. So, guys, first match. Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 19. Or Triple H versus HBK versus Redacted. I'm pretty sure
Goodness.
it's going to be the bottom one.
Oh
I
my
think it's gonna be
goodness.
the bottom one.
Oh.
There's a lot of superstars. It was a great match.
Yeah.
The Angle versus Brock is like iconic as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Triple H, HBK, and Redacted.
Yeah, I think I would have. Yeah,
Redacted.
Respectfully.
I'm on that one too. I love that. That main event was so good. Honestly, WrestleMania 20 is still like up there for like my top 5 favorite WrestleManias. But yeah, that main event was great. So yeah, I would say, yeah, it was a good one.
A minute.
3-0. Redacted.
Okay.
He's done it. Next, Brett versus oh, this is a hard one, bro. Brett versus Austin at WrestleMania 13, or Taker versus Brock at WrestleMania 30.
I'm gonna go Brett versus Austin. Taker versus Brock broke my heart, so I never want to see that match at WrestleMania ever again. Brett versus Austin's iconic.
Yeah.
Not only because of the wrestlers that are there, but
Oh my
that's the whole
God.
reason Austin went over as like a tough guy.
I mean, this is like 2
Busted open
snapshots
and
in
passing
time.
out.
You have
Yeah,
the,
these
the,
are
the
both
Brock
major
match.
moments.
You have the Brock guy or whatever, or the Undertaker guy, whatever, his facial reaction, and then you have Austin bleeding, getting submitted. Both crazy matches. I don't know.
This is a hard one. Okay, so like yeah, like both of these were major. Like Brett versus Austin 13 was a great match. Like
Very
the match
iconic.
itself was really really good. The build was really chaotic, but it was great. Like it was like just like a full blown just like rivalry between these 2 guys. And this was legitimately what started Austin on his meteoric rise of being like the guy in the company. But then you look at Taker versus Brock, like this match was, the match itself was, it was what it was.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Taker, like to this day, still doesn't remember the match at all because he was concussed for a majority of it. But the finish was unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
It was still, yeah, no, I gotta
I'm
go Taker versus Brock.
You're going
I gotta
Taker
go
versus Brock? Okay.
Yeah, honestly, like I remember watching that match in the
Dang.
theater with Aaron, and like when the finish happened, like we were all shocked.
Mhm.
Like, you could literally hear a pin drop in the theater. That's how like everyone was like, did that just happen? Like we all thought that it was like a shoot. Like we didn't think it was real, and like Taker versus Brock. Yeah, Taker versus Brock for sure.
All right. Again, I wasn't there for Taker versus Brock, and I wasn't there for Brett versus Austin because I'm not Derek Sage. But I think I'm gonna go with Brett versus Austin, just because Taker has like 18 more matches on this, and I think there's better Taker matches on this list. Again, that shouldn't be a whole way for you to decide, but as a tiebreaker, I think Brett versus Austin is probably more important, other than Taker's streak. I mean, Brett and Austin then became, global superstars afterwards, set their career off. It was a really good match also. And then Brock and Taker, they were already kind of the head honchos. It was just, it's just a tough one, but I'm going Brett versus Austin. I'm sorry, Derek.
No, that's fair.
2-1,
Honestly, like
fam.
they're both really iconic matches and moments. So
I like that we can
I'm
add
okay
the
with
scores
that.
as well, so we can see how close it was. All right,
Mhm.
another crazy one, but I think I already know my winner. 2 ladder matches, or ladders are involved. We got HBK versus Razor Ramon
Super iconic.
at
man.
WrestleMania
So
10
crazy.
for the Intercontinental Belt, or TLC 17 with all the tag teams, Hardys, Dudleys, Edges.
Both legendary moments. Iconic, really, because again, ladder matches were never really a thing back in the day. So HBK versus Ramon,
Crazy.
both talented wrestlers, amazing
That was-
match.
that was the first ladder match.
That was, yeah.
That was
And
the
then
first ladder match.
TLC was iconic as well. Obviously,
Just
tables,
set it
ladders,
off,
and
bro.
chairs. The three, like contending because we're obviously Hardys with ladders, chairs were Edge and Christian, tables were the Dudleys,
Mhm.
and having one chaotic match, bro. With the tag, that's the one with the tag titles hangling over, and then Edge going with
Yep,
the midair spear.
Yep.
Iconic. I'm going with TLC again. I think WrestleMania 17 is, if not the greatest WrestleMania of all time. That moment is just crazier than
Yeah.
what I believe HBK and Ramon did.
I mean, one of them set it up. It started it. HBK and Ramon were
Yeah.
using goddamn Home Depot ladders, basically.
The other perfected it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like these guys legitimately went out with like nothing because it had never been done before, and they stole the show.
Mm-hmm.
But TLC 17 is still one of my favorite matches. And honestly, like if you watch during that time, like these were the top 3 tag teams of WWE.
Yeah.
It was like hard not to book a match without these 3 guys in it. Like these guys set the tone for what tag team wrestling was.
And it put a spotlight on it too. To be
It
fair,
did,
you know
it
what I mean?
did.
And it
And
created
honestly-
a whole new match, basically. And it was
It
cool,
did.
like Eric said. Each one of them had their own specialty weapon, and then it became a match. So, I don't know.
I'm gonna go with TLC 17.
Okay, good, because that's what I was also going with.
Uh,
Unfortunately, I mean, it's gonna be hard. It's
Iconic.
gonna be hard no matter what. You know what I mean? And it's gonna get harder for Eric next because it's Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton, Rey's first ever WWE
Versus
World-
Kurt Angle.
versus Kurt Angle. Yeah, Kurt Angle's in that match too.
The triple
Oh.
threat.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Google lied to
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Right off the bat, Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, Randy Orton. Fantastic triple threat. They did so much in such a little time. Iconic. It made me hooked for wrestling for life. Jericho versus Triple H is one of the worst main events of all time.
That's crazy.
Rip.
But it's not the worst. It's not one of the worst. But it was like the main event was what it
Brandon
was.
Knight?
And this was the first time that they had like this main event is what made Rock versus Cena main event 10 years later. This was the match that showed that you don't have to have a title match to close the show when there are other matches that people are going to go home with, because that was the same year as Rock versus Hogan, and they stole the show. And
Cold versus Razor Ramon, like.
yeah, and like even Stone Cold versus Razor Ramon, like not a lot of people like people always remember like the way that Razor Ramon like sold that center, but everybody was in like I remember I was a kid and I watched it live, like and I remember my whole family, like my extended family, my cousin who came with us to Elimination Chamber, his family, we all watched it at my house live for a family picnic, and we were like glued to the TV screen watching Rock versus Hogan. Like this was the match to watch. And that was it. That was all we really cared about. So Triple H, like, it wasn't fair because, like, again, this was Triple H returning from his quad injury that kept him out for like 9 months. So he was super over at this point. The Chris Jericho storyline was good, but like nothing was outshadowing Rock versus Hogan that year. And that's the thing. The build towards Rock versus Hogan wasn't even that serious, but it was just the fact that it was Rock and Hogan in a match together.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I'm very angry. I just seen the next bracket because now my favorite match that I've just named my favorite match like from this year ever is now gonna get beat by Taker versus HBK at 25. I'm so sad.
It's over.
I'm so sad, bro. Why?
It's super
Why?
Because Eddie versus Angle, again, WrestleMania 20, still one of my favorite WrestleManias.
Yeah.
This match was from bell to bell.
Literally,
I rewatch this match all the time. I fucking love this match.
bro.
so much.
This is like a match you have to show like somebody that doesn't know what wrestling is. It's literally the perfect match. It's so
perfect
good.
Match.
But it's not
And
Taker
it's so
versus
good.
HBK. God damn it! I'm
Taker
still
versus
voting for
HBK.
Eddie.
But so is Undertaker and HBK, bro.
Yeah.
If you want to, you want to get into wrestling. I mean, the Hulk Hogan one and Rock is also another one, but that's because of like character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you want to introduce someone to wrestling, it's like, yo, watch this match of Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, bro.
This
Still the greatest match of all time.
It's still my favorite WrestleMania match of all. Honestly,
Hold
it
it until
wasn't
you're down the
very-
list. All right, we have
like
others.
it's very much up there. I love this match so much that I remember every moment of this match from start to finish. I've rewatched this match so many times. I remember watching this match for the first time. I didn't watch it live because I didn't have access to that, but my boy gave me a bootleg of WrestleMania 25 to watch at home.
No, never here.
Um,
We watched it on Netflix, of course. Go on.
I watched the
and-
movie theater.
And
Great.
I was legitimately blown away just because, like, the build to this match, one of my favorite builds of WrestleMania history. It was so good
Mhm.
because it was the first time that it looked like somebody had Taker's number. Like, I went into this match legitimately wanting Shawn Michaels to win
Yeah.
and thinking that Shawn Michaels might actually have a chance. And then I was like, okay, well, the match is probably going to be whatever. But, like, the story behind it, too, where, like, Shawn and Taker thought they should have closed the show because they thought, like, yo, like, we're the guys.
Mhm.
And they weren't. And they were like, yeah? All right, cool. Then we're just going to effing kill everybody. And they went out there and they had one of the most iconic matches. And they legitimately went out there and was like, all right, well, we're going to make sure that no one can beat us. And again, it sucks
Yeah,
for
and
Triple
they
H
did it.
because that's Triple H and Randy Orton went out afterwards and no one cared about the match.
Bro, I just
And like Triple H said, like, yo, this always happens to me. Like,
just on the Eddie angle, because before we leave this, I think that match perfectly like describes what both wrestlers are, and you don't even need to know anything about them. You got Eddie trying to lie,
Yeah.
cheat, and steal to win. You got Kurt
Yep.
absolutely out wrestling him, going crazy.
yep.
It's literally perfect, but it's not as
and the
perfect.
finish,
The finish
the
is
finish?
so good. I only
So
watched this
good.
match once, and I remember the whole finish, bro. It's so sick.
the finish was perfect. Like,
Yeah.
the way that that's not John Cena. The way that Eddie Guerrero sold the ankle after that ankle lock.
know.
The way that he subtly just like unlaced the boot.
Yeah.
And just the way there's like my favorite part was when this guy was holding his ankle and like kind of like showing it off. Kurt Angle looks at him and he's just like, "Oh, your ankle's hurt." And he looks at him, he's just like, "Oh shit."
And he goes straight
Oh,
for
yeah.
it, bro. Yeah. But yeah, Taker HBK, it's gonna be hard to beat. Next match, we got the brothers at WrestleMania 10, or Roman and Cody 2 at WrestleMania 40. I added that one in
Roman
Roman
myself.
Cody is so
So,
iconic, bro.
The reason why I was like, "Oh, I don't know, Taker versus HBK is my favorite match," is because Roman and Cody, like,
Interesting.
they're up there. Yeah, that match to me was like
Bro.
the perfect. It was the perfect
was a s-
ending to Roman.
That was a story ending.
This is gonna
Yeah.
be a heavy hitter for the next one, bro. I thought Eddie versus that is gonna be.
Yeah, I'm scared. It's a good thing we're giving us a week to think about this. Cause
Okay. Next we have Brock versus Roman 31. If you guys don't know, that's Seth Rollins match basically.
yes.
And then
yes.
Kurt versus HBK at 21. Don't know a lot about that, so you guys will probably
Oh,
have to help me on that.
Kurt versus
uh,
HBK was one of the matches in the Road to WrestleMania. Oh, not Road to WrestleMania. Sorry, like the story modes from last year, like the 40 years of WrestleMania. Honestly, Brock versus Roman matches were never good. I always thought that the one that they did in SummerSlam when they brought the tractor was the only one they had that was good. The rest is just more like repetitive finishers, repeat.
Of course.
Not the best. Kurt versus HBK is actually a wrestling clinic, similar to Eddie versus Angle. So I'm going with Kurt versus HBK.
Yeah, but
Kurt
Seth
versus
Rollins.
HBK. Kurt versus HBK 100%. This match was phenomenal as well.
Okay.
I actually just rewatched this match a couple years ago.
I need
Or
to
a
go.
couple days
I
ago.
need to
A
go.
couple days ago.
I need to go do my homework, so I'm just not gonna vote.
This match, watch that match because yeah, this again is another situation where like HBK it's so funny because like Sean will always talk about how he doesn't think he's that good, but he was super competitive
Yeah.
and like when he felt like he was like wrong or slighted, this guy would like just
Spite
go
everyone.
yeah, and like Kurt at this point too thought like again like he thought he was the best. Sean was like, nah, I'm the best, and they were like, all right, well let's just go out there and kill it,
Yeah.
and they did.
Yeah, really
Love
good
it.
match.
Next we have Edge versus Taker at 24, or Brett versus HBK at WrestleMania 12. What do
The
you
Iron
think?
Man match.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Iron Man match.
The one that went to
Both really
overtime.
iconic. I didn't really watch Brett vs HBK that much. Honestly, an hour's too long. Edge vs Taker, I did watch in person. Iconic.
Live. You were there.
This
That's
is one that I
at
couldn't
24.
really give the best opinion, but because I saw Edge vs Taker more recently, Edge vs Taker.
Derek. Because I don't really
Brett.
know anything.
Brett versus HBK.
Shit.
Edge versus Taker though, low key, one of
Slaps.
Taker's best WrestleMania matches. Yeah. I wasn't super into it because like this one is like I knew like Taker's gonna win, but like they did phenomenal in this match. Like I was actually surprised at how really good this match was.
Mm-hmm.
But like for me, like it wasn't like as exciting because like I think leading up to this point with like the whole idea of like Taker like battling for a title at WrestleMania, I was like, oh, it's title versus streak kind of thing. He had already done it the year before with Batista, and like to me, I feel like
Banger.
that was also a banger, and it was like, oh, like because like leading up to that point, like ever since Taker had come back as being the Dead Man, he never won the title, and like him beating Batista was the first time he won a world championship coming back as a Dead Man. So I was like, oh, like he can actually hold the championship and be the Dead Man at the same time. Okay, that's cool. And then like we got back to like WrestleMania 24, it was like the same concept. So I was like, okay, he's definitely gonna win this.
Okay.
But like this match was also just like really really good. Like I think
know that.
yeah.
I was excited. I thought wrestling was real.
But Brett versus HBK, although this match is very long, and like if you don't have the attention span to watch a 60-minute Iron Man match, it's definitely gonna feel very dry. But like to be able to wrestle for an hour and to like these guys went a full hour without any finishes.
That's wild.
Like they didn't do any of their like I think Bret Hart put the sharpshooter on HBK at the end of the 60 minutes. Like they were just wrestling.
That's crazy. I have to
Like,
watch both, but sorry, I'm just gonna do this because then we can have HBK versus HBK in the next round, and we can pick which one's better. I don't know if you guys want to go to the second side. I mean, we're going through them pretty quick. I don't know if you want to, you know.
I'm ready to go to bed, bro.
You don't.
But are we gonna finish? Let's just finish the one side, and then we'll do the other side next time. Then.
Oh, like fully.
Yeah. Right? Because there's not that many matches, is there?
Oh yeah.
Well, I was gonna go to bed like around now, but like if we can quickly go through these, then we can just do this one side and then continue next week.
If that's.
Yeah, well, continue. Okay, yeah.
Sure. Okay.
All right. So the next one's
We got Brett versus Austin 13 versus Triple H, HBK, and Redacted.
You want to go? Oh, you don't want to go to like the other side and like
That's what I was saying.
like the first round.
Eric,
no, I feel like this is less matches.
no, but this will
Or
be.
we're just gonna do we're only gonna do the first round. That's it.
First round.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
we'll do the
yeah,
second
yeah.
round. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Both of them
Yeah.
quick.
All right.
Cool.
Some of these again are off the list. Hart versus Piper at WrestleMania 8, and then we have Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan versus Batista at WrestleMania 30, I think it was.
Yes, it was
Vito.
30. We had triple threat match for me.
Yeah, I'm thinking the
Okay.
same thing. Even though, Eric, you want the other one, right? Because you don't like Daniel Bryan.
I hate Daniel Bryan, but that's the only match. I didn't see the other match, so
Okay.
I can't say anything. Yeah.
Taker versus Punk at WrestleMania 29. Sorry.
That's not fair.
no.
That's not fair. That's
Hey,
not fair.
sometimes
Yeah,
that's how the
you're
cookie
right.
crumbles, Punk. Sometimes
Get
that's
out
how
of
the
there.
cookie
Get
crumbles.
out of there, bro. Get
Damn,
out of
that-
there.
That match is really good too.
Okay, now we have Foley versus Edge at 22, or AJ versus Taker at 36. The
Fuller versus
backyard.
Edge.
Wow, that's crazy.
Fuller
This is
versus Edge,
Taker's
bro.
retirement match.
Dude,
This was-
I was in awe when I saw freaking Edge light up a table and spear someone through it, bro. Dude, I was introduced to thumbtacks that day. That was disgusting.
Okay, say
Brutal
no
for
more.
a,
Derek,
for a
you're the
young
same?
kid to see, but
Damn, I like the Boneyard match too, but Foley versus Edge 22 was that match was dope.
Okay. I'm
Yeah, I
going
think
Boneyard
I'll go.
just because I wanted AJ on the list, so. And I wasn't putting AJ versus fucking Chris Flabico, his first match, you know. So then we have Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 21. I'm pretty sure that
the
is.
one that began it all.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if. Sorry. I was thinking of another match. Or Cena versus Rock 28. It didn't. None of the list didn't have Cena versus Rock in any of them, so I don't know if this one was the better one.
This is a better one.
Because it's the first one, right?
This is the first one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Cena vs. Rock. Too iconic, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Powerhouses, bro.
the Money in the Bank match. Oh, the first one was so good. Oh. Nah, Cena versus Rock.
Okay.
I gotta go Cena versus Rock.
Redacted versus Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 6, or Derek's favorite match of all time, Kofi Bryant.
Kofi
Kofi
Bryant.
Bryant.
I'm gonna go with Hulk Hogan and Ultimate
Whoa,
Warrior.
whoa, redacted.
Iconic moment, live in Toronto, of course. Intercontinental Champion, World Champion, shows that Intercontinental Champion can be stronger than the World Champion. Made Edge cry.
You know, this is actually
I hate
a
Daniel Bryan.
good matchup now that I'm seeing it. Or you have Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Mania. Pretty sure this is the
Kofi
right
Mania,
match.
brother. It's Kofi Mania for me. To me, like, although, like, yes, like Hogan versus Warrior is like it was super iconic. I'm biased. Like, I cried when Kofi won the title, legitimately.
No kidding.
No, I'm gonna give
like,
it. Sorry, go on. It's your match.
yeah,
You do your
like
thing.
because one, like, no one thought that Kofi would ever win the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship. Two, he's from Ghana, so like as a Ghanaian person, like legitimately that like hit home. Like, there's a video I still have on my phone of me shedding tears when Kofi won the title. So
It's
like,
amazing, bro.
yeah. So yeah, for me, it's Kofi versus Bryan, 100%.
I'm sorry, that's not gonna work for me, brother. It's over for you. And anyways,
Wait,
he's in the next bracket.
No.
Redacted versus The Rock or Taker versus HBK at 26. Let's get it.
Fudge.
Let's get it in the first round, baby.
I still think I love The Undertaker versus HBK. I still think it's the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. But I'm talking about WrestleMania 25. A lot of people think WrestleMania 26 is the greatest match of all time. I didn't think I liked that one better than 25. I actually thought 26 was just straightforward. I already knew HBK was going to retire at that point. It just seemed realistic. The Rock versus Hulk Hogan was one of the most iconic matches of all time. The old generation big man, The Rock was the big man at the time because Austin was, having his issues with everybody, really. And The Rock was like taking over. That was right before his peak when, it was Hollywood time. So I'm gonna go Rock and Hulk Hogan. Also live from Toronto. Bonus points.
So the Taker versus HBK 2 was a really good match, and they obviously fixed their mistake because they closed the show. But Rock versus Hogan, again, I told you, like, my whole family gathered around the TV to watch this match. Like, this was the match to watch. I can never, like, Rock versus Hogan is still, like, one of my favorite matches of all, too, so I gotta put that over.
And the brother makes it through, so we have another That's Not Gonna Work For Me brother match in the second round. Stay tuned for that next week. And the last part of our bracket, we got HBK versus Ric Flair at WrestleMania 24, or HBK versus Donald Cena at WrestleMania 23.
Oh, again, it's HBK carrying WrestleMania. He was called Mr. WrestleMania for a reason. The retirement match of HBK versus Ric Flair, not only memes, but like that was a really damn good match. He made Ric Flair look like $1 million, even though he was old. Ric Flair did amazing. Very emotional match, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Cena versus HBK was also very, very damn good.
It was.
I can't choose yet. You guys are gonna have to choose first.
I have my answer, but I'm gonna start off by saying that I love both of these matches. I was super, super excited for Cena versus HBK because it was like Shawn Michaels is main eventing a WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. This match only happened because Triple H tore his quad again. Because apparently the original plan was for Triple H and Cena to run it back again for 23. But yeah, since he tore his quad, HBK stepped in. The build towards it was great. I was very much wanting HBK to win, even though I knew he wasn't going to. But HBK versus Flair, the emotion. This was one of the matches that I watched Ric Flair where I was like totally invested into. And even though like I knew Ric Flair was going to retire, just seeing the match and like just watching it all the way through, like I was heavily emotionally invested into it. Still, yeah, amazing match. I gotta go HBK and Flair for that one.
Eric?
HBK and Flair.
Okay, I don't have to watch both matches tonight. Cause
I was thinking about it. I was like, no, you should watch those matches. Those are bangers.
Well,
yeah, they're both bangers.
If I would rewatch either or, I think I'd rewatch HBK versus Flair.
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen like the finish and a little bit before that, but I haven't seen the full playthrough. And Cena versus HBK, I don't think I've ever seen, to be honest, which is crazy work. Or maybe I have.
It's a good match. It's a good match. That was the match where Cena came in with the was it the Ford bus?
The CM Punk one.
Yep.
Oh, the Ford Mustang. Oh.
Yes.
Ford Mustang.
Yes. The CM Punk one was good too.
Okay,
yeah.
No, I changed my vote.
He's like, yeah, I knew it.
Changed my vote. That's my favorite entrance of all time. I'm pretty sure.
HBK came out with the DX theme song too. It was
my favorite fucking entrance of all time. John Cena
yeah, it was a sick entrance.
Also drove the car. He said, "Fuck you, no stunt driver." And the last one, Taker versus Triple H. Hell in a Cell, probably Howard's favorite match of all time because he loves off Triple H. and and then Austin versus Rock at 19. And I'm pretty sure from Eric's reaction, I already know who's winning. So go on.
This is so hard, bro. I thought the other one was
hate
close.
this.
This is
I hate
super
this.
close.
I hate this so much.
Undertaker versus Triple H. Special guest referee was Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah,
right?
I forgot about
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Dude,
This
insane match as the end of an era.
Yep. 40
I love Hell in a
minutes
Cell
long.
matches.
40 minutes long. These guys killed it.
These guys killed it. Hell in a Cell is also one of my favorite matches of all time. Insane when even Shawn Michaels tried to turn. The storyline's going with it. Undertaker somehow surviving. Fantastic. Any Austin versus Rock match are probably my favorite wrestling moments of all time. The two greatest, most popular wrestlers of all time. So of course John Cena came around.
Of course.
Top tier talent. Not necessarily always on the wrestling skills, but because of the storytelling
It's
and
a
their
spectacle.
characters. The Austin versus Rock 17 was amazing because of the match, and everything, of course, the story going along with it.
Wait, did I put the wrong
Austin
match?
versus Rock 2000. Sorry, the 19th WrestleMania. That was the last one they had. That was the match that retired Austin before he came back.
Mhm.
That was the one where The Rock went Hollywood, and he's like, "There's
Mhm.
one thing that I've never done in the WWE, and it was whip that bald-headed candy ass at WrestleMania."
WrestleMania, yep.
He comes in with a freaking little helicopter. It's cooking, buddy. I'm gonna have to give it to Austin versus Rock. There's just
I could
no-
tell by
like,
his
dude,
face,
the-
bro.
The Rock hitting 3 rock bottoms in a
Three
row.
rock
Just
bottoms,
be like,
yeah.
he's like, I need to kill this man now, and he freaking retires him. I can't, bro. Austin versus Rock all the way.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go too quick.
So I loved this match, but yeah, it's Taker versus Triple H for me.
Oh
This-
no, I
this-
was gonna make you choose. That was my choice.
Well, I'm chosen. I already knew. Like I love Austin versus Rock
Crazy.
19. But Taker versus Triple H at Hell in a Cell was iconic. Like that match was phenomenal. It was so good. The story behind it.
Yeah.
The Undertaker shaving his head because, well, like he shaved his head because, like, you know, he had to cut his hair. But you know, the storyline behind it, the fact that like he got his ass kicked last year, and like he was obsessing with the fact that he needed to have that rematch, and like these guys just tore into each other. And like the emotion, the amount of near falls. There were so many times where I thought Triple H was gonna beat him, and I was like okay with it. And Taker versus Triple H for me.
I just did it
Okay.
because it's a better match. I think overall, obviously, they're all better wrestlers. But again, having HBK in there, and then also the streak on the line, I guess, at that point
Yes.
was a crazy.
Hell in a Cell.
You know what I mean? So we'll go with that. This is our bracket so far, guys. So next week we have redacted triple threat match for the championship versus Brett and Austin 13, TLC 17 versus Eric's favorite match, Taker HBK 25 versus Roman 40. Jesus
That's gonna
Christ,
kill me.
brother.
This match right here is the one that's gonna kill me. Like I need
Christ,
time for
man.
that one.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I need time for that one.
Yeah, Kurt Angle versus HBK at WrestleMania 21 versus HBK versus Brett. So the battle of HBK's matches. We got Daniel Bryan at 30 versus Rock versus Austin. Foley and Edge versus Cena and Rock. Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan versus that's not going to work for me, brother, at 18. And HBK Flair versus Triple H. Some of these are easy. Some of these are very hard. So if you guys need a reminder, I can send it in the chat so you can rewatch if you need.
We'll be
Give us something to do. And yeah, I think that's it for us this week. Let me just pop us up. Do it a quick here. Oh my god, I'm going to watch my own stream.
Crazy.
All right. No. That one. Well, guys, another successful week. Another wrestling week.
Of course.
Tomorrow, today's Thursday, right? Yeah, tomorrow's SmackDown. So
SmackDown.
here's to everyone's wrestling. It's been your boy, Matt from EMFC.
Eric of EMFC.
This is Derek, the
We'll see you next week.
All right.
Aye.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Get outta
Bye.
here.
Whatever Derek says is not our fault.
That's not going to work for me, brother.
Oh my god. Taker